Today, we're going to be discussing America and the many cultures that are present here in the United States. Does anyone know where his or her ancestors came from? I, for example, know my ancestors came from Italy. Wow, that is a lot of diversity just in this classroom. Can you imagine what it is like in this school? Or in this state even? At one time, many people were coming over here and they were immigrating to make America one big melting pot.
My grandmother came from Russia, a satchel on her knee. My grandfather had his father's cap he brought from Italy. They'd heard about a country where life might let them win. They paid the fare to America and there they melted in.
People came to America for many reasons. Some came for work, some came for a better opportunity for themselves and their families.
Lovely Lady Liberty with her book of recipes and the finest one she's got is the Great American Melting Pot, the Great American Melting Pot.
People came to America from many different places. They came from Italy, Russia, China, Germany, France, Ireland, Britain, and even Switzerland.
America was founded by the English,
but also by the Germans, Dutch, and French.
The principle still sticks, our heritage is mixed, so any kid could be the president.
Many of our presidents have come from British descent, meaning that their ancestors from long ago came to America from Britain.
You simply melt right in. It doesn't matter what your skin, it doesn't matter where you're from or your religion.
This is the great thing about America. There are many different people, all who have different backgrounds and customs.
Jump right into the Great American Melting Pot, Great American Melting Pot. Ooh, what a stew, red, white, and blue. America was the new world, and Europe was the old. America was the land of hope, or so the legend told.
Many people saw America as a land of freedom and opportunity, so they would send their children over to America to have a better life.
On steamboats by the millions, in search of honest pay, those 19th century immigrants sailed to reach the USA.
When traveling into America, most immigrants passed through Ellis Island. Ellis Island is located in New York, right near the Statue of Liberty. While in Ellis Island, they had to pass a series of tests, including health and intelligence tests. Many people, if they could not pass the test, were sent back to their homelands.
Lovely Lady Liberty with her book of recipes and the finest one she's got is the Great American Melting Pot, the Great American Melting Pot. What good ingredients, liberty and immigrants, they brought the country's customs, their language and their ways.
Many people, although in a new country, kept the same customs. They still kept speaking Russian or Swedish and kept dressing and eating the same foods. The people who were already in America sometimes did not like when the immigrants spoke their own language or wore their different clothing.
They built the factories to the soil, helped build the USA. Go on and ask your grandma, hear what she has to tell. How great to be American and something else as well. Lovely Lady Liberty with her book of recipes and the finest one she's got is the Great American Melting Pot, 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 the Great American Melting Pot.
Because of all the new immigrants, America was getting pretty crowded.
One thing
you will discover when you get next to one another is everybody needs some elbow room, elbow room. It's nice when you're kinda cozy, but not when you're tangled nose to nosy. Oh, everybody needs some elbow, needs a little elbow room.
In the early days, the only part of the now U.S. that America owned back then was the East. There were so many people in America immigrating over that they needed to expand the country.
That's how it was in the early days of the USA. The people kept coming to settle, though the East was the only place there was to go. The president was Thomas Jefferson. He made a deal with Napoleon. How'd you like to sell a mile or two?
Or 3, or 100, or 1,000.
And so, in 1803, the Louisiana Territory was sold to us without a fuss and gave us lots of elbow room.
The purchase of the rest of the U.S. was called the Louisiana Purchase, and it cost the U.S. $15 million, which was a lot of money back then.
Oh, elbow room, got to get us some elbow room. It's the West or bust, in God we trust, there's a new land out there. Lewis and Clark volunteered to go, goodbye, good luck, wear your overcoat. They prepared for good times and for bad, They hired Sacagawea to be their guide. She led them all across the countryside, reached the coast, and found the most elbow room we've ever had.
It took Lewis and Clark 2 years to explore and discover all of the land. Sacagawea helped them communicate with the other Indians and led the route, all with her baby son on her back.
The way was opened up for folks with bravery. There were plenty of fights to win land.
Many people fought over land because they didn't know that the other settlers were there. The Indians also got their land taken away because they didn't realize that the Indians were already there before they started moving.
But the West was meant to be. It was a manifest destiny. The trappers, traders, and the peddlers, the politicians and the settlers, they got there by any way they could.
Because there was limited forms of transportation, many people traveled by horse. They would pack up all their belongings, put it in their wagons, and travel for weeks, even months, finding a place to settle down.
The gold rush trampled down the wilderness, the railroads spread across from east to west, and soon the rest was opened up for good.
They built a railroad that stretched from Iowa to California so that people could have an alternate way to get to the western side of the U.S.
And now we jet from east to west, goodbye New York, hello LA. But it took those early folks to open up the way. Now we've got a lot of room to be growing from sea to shining sea. Guess that we have got our elbow room, elbow room. But if there should ever come a time when we're crowded up together, I'm sure we'll find some elbow room up on the moon.
Many people have traveled to the moon and the other surrounding planets. So far, no one has settled there or even thought of living on the moon. Will you?
Oh, elbow room.